Do you ever wonder where we go after this? Are you high right now? Do you ever get nervous?
Happy Friday. Welcome to Modern Investing Techniques, episode 81. Today is June 19th, 2026. I'm Patrick, broadcasting from Vancouver. Friday wrap-up. Let's see how the week played out and what to watch next. Quick reminder, everything we discuss here is for education and entertainment. The practice investment of the day uses simulated trades with no real money. I'm not a licensed financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. Always do your own research before putting real money to work. MDA Space's $874 million acquisition of Blue Canyon Technologies opens a direct Canadian listed route to U.S. space tech exposure for TFSA investors. Index levels are unavailable from the live feed today. Sentiment is mixed after the U.S.-Iran deal. Optimism faded on postponed nuclear talks and resumed Hormuz traffic. The nearest Bank of Canada decision sits in July, with markets pricing steady rates. The Fed's next meeting carries similar expectations. Earnings season is largely complete, leaving sector rotation and macro headlines to drive price action. 16 days ago, our NVO position closed down 3.61% after the oral Wegovy launch catalyst failed to overcome sector rotation. Today's space deal shows how a single M&A event can still override broader rotation when the target adds immediate capability. Corporate share buybacks at a discount to market price transfer value directly to remaining shareholders by reducing float and supporting per-share metrics. Stingray's $15.4 million repurchase from La Caisse at a 5.1% discount to the prior close demonstrates this in real time on the TSX. Investors can screen for similar private agreement buybacks announced on SADAR Plus and compare the repurchase price to the 20-day VWAP before deciding on position size. This approach has historically worked best in low liquidity names where the discount exceeds normal trading costs and the company has stable free cash flow. The main risk is that the buyback signals management sees limited internal growth rather than undervaluation. Screen TSX announcements daily and model the post-buyback share count change before adding exposure. This is a simulated trade for educational purposes only. No real money is involved. This is not financial advice. The trade type is a weekly hold on Stingray Group Incorporated on the TSX. The sector is consumer. The strategy uses the discounted share buyback capture from the announced private repurchase. The hold period runs Monday through Friday. The catalyst is the $15.4 million buyback at $15.40 per share. That price sits 5.1% below the June 18 close and is funded entirely from cash on hand. The technical setup shows price just above the 50-day moving average on the daily chart. Volume on announcement day exceeded the 20-day average by roughly 40%. The risk assessment sets a stop loss at 8% below entry if the repurchase fails to support price. The target is plus 3% to plus 6% over the 5-day hold as float reduction takes effect. Confidence level is medium because the buyback discount plus cash funding provide clear support, yet broader market rotation could still override the move. This trade isolates the mechanical effect of a large holder repurchase on remaining shares without relying on earnings or sector momentum. Listeners learn to quantify the exact reduction in shares outstanding and compare it against normal daily volume before sizing the position. Yesterday's trade review covers the last weekly hold on Aishan. Market data was unavailable for evaluation. The running total stands at $396.68. The win rate is 53% from 20 wins out of 38 total trades. When a leadership change catalyst lacks immediate volume confirmation, the position drifts with the broader index. The rule is to require both a fundamental catalyst and a volume spike above the 20-day average before committing capital to healthcare launches. The Interactive Brokers Probability Lab lets users input custom option combinations and instantly see the market implied probability of profit for each structure. Canadian investors can use it inside a TFSA to compare covered call yields against naked put probabilities on the same underlying without leaving the platform. Access requires an IBKR Pro account. and the tool is free once funded. While simple trade watch list alerts let users set price and percentage alerts on any TSX or NYSE name and receive push notifications when levels are crossed. The feature removes the need to monitor charts intraday while still capturing technical setups such as the 50-day moving average retests discussed earlier. MDA Space is acquiring Blue Canyon Technologies for $874 million. The deal adds U.S. small satellite manufacturing capability to MDA's Canadian robotics platform, creating a vertically integrated North American space supplier. Add MDA to the TFSA watch list and review the 20-day average volume before any entry on deal completion news. A global whey protein shortage is hitting Canadian supplement makers. Small businesses report suppliers refusing new orders, raising input costs for protein products sold across retail and direct-to-consumer channels. Trim exposure to consumer staples names with high whey content until supply data improves. Zeller's revival is gaining traction amid affordability pressure. New store openings show strong foot traffic as shoppers seek lower-priced private label goods over national brands. Watch for any TSX-listed retailers with private label exposure and add to a consumer value screen. The luxury tax on cars, planes, and boats has been scaled back after yielding over $900 million. The reduction removes a headwind for Canadian manufacturers of high-value recreational products. Review any small-cap industrials tied to boat or aircraft production for potential re-rating. Total trades stand at 38. Win rate is 53% from 20 wins, 11 losses, and 7 break-even results. Cumulative P&L is $396.68. Cumulative alpha versus NASDAQ across 27 benchmark trades stands at plus 21.2%. Average return per trade is plus 1.04%. Best trade reached plus 20.11%, while the worst trade was minus 11.35%. Current streak is even. Our AI analysis is learning from volume confirmation patterns and adjusting position sizing accordingly. Now, here is something most retail investors get wrong, and it cost me money before I figured it out. Imagine you bought AltaLink units last month ahead of the announced internal reorganization that moved all regulated transmission assets into BHE AltaLink Limited. Your order filled at the pre-announcement price, but the actual economic exposure shifted because the new entity now directly holds the Kainai Link and Pikanai Link partnership interests. The regulated rate base stays identical, yet the corporate wrapper changes, which can alter tax attributes and dividend flow without any change in operations. Most retail investors assume the ticker and yield remain static. In reality, the reorganization can trigger a one-time distribution adjustment or a brief liquidity gap while the new entity lists. The pro tip is to check the press release for any mention of special distribution or exchange ratio before the vote. Those lines tell you exactly how many new shares you will receive. The biggest mistake with reorganizations is treating them as neutral events. Instead, always model the post-reorg dividend stream and any tax-deferred rollover implications in your TFSA before deciding to hold through the effective date. Before we wrap, open your brokerage platform this weekend and locate the Stingray order book to calculate how many shares the buyback removes from the float. That's it for today's Modern Investing Techniques. The resources page has links to everything we discussed. Subscribe and share with someone who wants to go beyond index funds. See you tomorrow. And if you'd rather watch than listen, find us on YouTube at NARA Network. Links in the show notes. And before you go, this show is part of the NARA Network, a family of daily podcasts covering tech, science, markets, and more. If you enjoyed today's episode, give Fascinating Frontiers a listen. The most fascinating news from space and science. You can explore the whole lineup at naranetwork.com. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.
Do you ever wonder where we go after this? Are you high right now? Do you ever get nervous? Do you ever stay awake, counting sheep like all the time? What's your life like? What's your purpose? When's your birthday? What's your sign? Are you down right now? Are you stuck up in the past? Are you still thinking about all the times that you didn't laugh?